Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sasha, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Sasha's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Sasha's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Sasha is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Sasha take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Sasha heel, and then you start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. We've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this. So anytime Fred stops his feet, Sasha will sit. It's important when you're heeling Sasha that she walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If she did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to her training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Fred's going to stop his feet to have her sit. And the next exercise they'll demonstrate is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm and intercept from Sasha's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a good exercise to practice at home to build up Sasha's self-control. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments till you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Sasha, he's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as he goes behind her, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that sit stay throughout, and he gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. And I'll show you a little more of the heel sit and stay. Stops his feet, she sits. Gives her the stay again, back out to the end of that training leash. Now this time he'll give her a minute to hold it, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to her. Calls Sasha in using her name. She gets up, comes in, sits in front of him. Then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred's going to heel her right around the back of him and gets her right back to his left-hand side heel position, and she sits. He'll demonstrate that recall one more time. She's in a sit, and he gives her the stay, out to the end of the training leash, and he gives her a minute to hold it. And then he calls her into him. She gets up, comes right in, sits in front. And then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back on his left-hand side heel position. That's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands at home with Sasha, about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with her. Next we'll be showing you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives her a stay and walks out to the end of that training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Sasha. This one can be started at about 3 minutes time, and you can work your way up to in increments till you get to about 5 minutes. As Fred returns back to Sasha, he walks all the way around her as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that down throughout, and he heels her right out of it. We'll show you that down again when they come back around. Now it's always important to follow through with your commands, even though you see Sasha's doing very well. If for any reason you give her a command and she does not respond, the first word out of your mouth is no, followed by a tug and let go correction of the training collar, and then you repeat the command you'd given her. Now Fred gives her the down again, which is hand straight to the ground and the one-word command to down. Walks back out to the end of that leash. And this time he'll give her a minute to hold it, and he'll demonstrate that come or recall command again right out of the down position. heels her in. She gets right up, comes into him, sits in front. And then the finish, he heels her around the back of him and gets her right back to that proper left-hand side heel position, and she sits. And we'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which is down from a distance. This will be the down from a distance. You're going to have her in a sit, give her a stay, walk out to the end of the training leash. Now this is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop her into a down from the end of the training leash.
Down.
You see he did repeat the command as she didn't go down the first time. He said no, and then repeated the command. She went right into her down. He then returns back to her, walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Heels her right out of it. Now those are all of our basic commands we've worked on with Sasha. He's also gone ahead and we've started to move her training along a little, so I'll just show you a little bit of that now. He has her in a sit, he gives her a stay, drops the leash, and walks around the building. She holds that sit-stay throughout, comes all the way back to her, gives her the down, still completely off leash, and a stay, walks away again. Well, obviously we don't intend for you to be doing your commands off leash as soon as Sasha comes home, but if you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day with her, this is what you can build up to, where you can do your commands off leash with her. Alright, she held that down stay throughout, he went back, grabbed the leash, heeled her out of it. Alright, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience work that we've done with Sasha while here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sasha, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.